Joining us on the line, the president of the ECWA, looking dapper there, Cheyenne Ortiz. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Thank you all so much for having me. And Brady, this is a real thrill for me. I've been looking to talk with you for some time, so thanks for having me.
Of course, yeah. It looks like you have a fire going on in the background there. Is everything okay?
No, it's just ambient. It's just
okay. All right.
It's just ambient. It's a setting. I like setting a great, relaxing environment, similar to what's going to be happening at the dugout this Saturday.
Okay, and you know, just not for nothing, but the setting that I go for is empty prison room.
Is empty what?
Empty prison room. I mean, look behind me here. There's nothing.
No, you have like you sell textiles.
Gray wall. So ECWA this Saturday, night of unusual matches.
That's right.
I think we're really excited. Now, Cheyenne, I've been among the first to criticize you, I'll admit, because I think a lot of your decisions just leave me scratching my head. But inserting yourself into the ECWA tag team title picture seems to be near the top of the list for me. I think we should start with that.
Well, Brady, I'm glad you're bringing that up, and I want to clarify a couple things about that. Now, look, hindsight, right? We're secondary takes. If you would have told me that when I re-signed Joey Ace and granted him a title shot of his choosing, that yes, okay, maybe I kind of sort of dumped him into the backyarders because, come on, even you've got to be sick of dealing with them on a commentary basis and covering up for them, right? Now, having said that, maybe that wasn't the best decision on my end. And when you're the president of anything, you're not always going to make the best decisions, even when you make the best decision. And yes, I granted Joey Ace the opportunity to pick anybody he wanted as his partner. Did I think he was going to choose me? Absolutely not.
I thought you chose yourself. I thought you chose yourself.
No, I didn't.
Really did.
I gave Joey the opportunity to choose whoever he wanted.
Okay.
Joey, respectfully, I let him have carte blanche. You could choose anybody you want on the roster. And look, Brady, I know you're a huge Joey Ace fan. You hugged him upon his exit from the ECWA. I know this is a heartstring situation for you, and I get it. At one time, he was a friend of mine. But here's the thing. It could have been anyone on the roster. There's a plethora of incredible talent in the ECWA right now that he could have chose from. Heck, he could have even teamed up with Sam Shields if he wanted to. No, he chose me out of spite. But I am not backing down from the task.
No, it'll be interesting to see you in that match for sure. But if you're such a good friend of Joey Ace's, or at least you were at the time, why did you essentially paint him into a corner where he could be fired like that?
Well, let's be frank here. And Brady, as someone who is not just a journalist, a legitimate journalist, a respected journalist, someone that I admire off screen and on, you have to admit Joey was lacking in accolades. Would you agree?
I mean, so I guess he hadn't won any titles in the last few months.
Joey was at a stalemate. Joey was complacent.
So you were going to get rid of him because he...
No, I felt that both he and L.A. Vin were at two very different impasses. L.A. Vin was a legacy champion. He was picking up win after win after win after win after win, and he had to face a new caliber of talent, i.e. Joey Ace. Joey Ace was not getting as many wins. Joey Ace was getting championship opportunities and losing them. We were at two different impasses that had to meet in the middle for one to go forward and one to go elsewhere. And unfortunately, on that day, Joey Ace had to go elsewhere. I really thought that was going to be the victory that was going to reignite the spark in Joey Ace, put him back in the magazines, put him back in the limelight. And sadly, it didn't.
But why would you want... Okay, so they were the top two stars in ECWA at the time. Why would you want one of them gone? And by the way, this isn't just me asking this. I get asked questions like this all the time that I just can't answer.
Well, sometimes when you're in a staff management capacity, you have to make drastic decisions. And yes, maybe that was overly drastic. Maybe that was over the top. Quite frankly, maybe it was wrong. But I felt both those competitors needed to test themselves by testing each other. Was that the right stipulation to make? I don't know. But if it was a tables match, if it was an I Quit match, if it was a championship opportunity, do you think you would have gotten the same vigor? I mean, that was one of the best matches of the year. So it had to have such dynamic implications for those guys.
All right, fair enough. And I don't intend, for what it's worth, I don't intend on, just roasting you and asking these difficult questions the entire night.
Well,
but some of the stuff, it just, I think that people just kind of want to know. They don't. Here's another one. Joey Ace couldn't make the last show. I believe he was concussed.
Yes.
And you stripped him of the title that he was holding. Where in the precedent of ECWA, where is there a precedent in ECWA to strip somebody of a title for missing one show because of injury?
There is a precedent, in the ECWA if you miss your initial title defense. If you miss your initial title defense, especially considering the fact that Sam Shields invited Joey Ace, unbeknownst to me, if you recall that, all right? You cannot miss your first title defense. That is grounds for being stripped of your title, for the title being relinquished, because ultimately Joey Ace was advertised. Joey Ace was ready to compete against Leo Sparrow. And sadly, in other ventures, Joey was legitimately concussed. I had no other choice but to relinquish that title off of him so that I could provide movement for that championship.
Interesting. Now, Cheyenne, it must be difficult, and I'm going to give you all the respect in the world here. It must be difficult to make these sort of tough decisions because it's not necessarily always what people want to see, but, again, you could argue it's in the best interest of the company. How difficult has it been to kind of balance those responsibilities in this kind of an administrative role?
Well, it's been tough, and that's something that I kind of remind everybody of, be it you, Will Strauss, or even King Reginald for that matter. When you're the president, and ultimately, hear me out here, Brady, when you have no bias, there is no good decision, right? Because you're making it from a perspective of the fans, the match card, and as a show. You're making a decision that ultimately is quality forward. You're making a decision that you feel like will benefit the fans, the board of directors, and the match card as a whole. Now, I'll give you a great example. This issue between Clutch Rockwell and Sam Shields. Sam wants a definitive victory over Clutch. Clutch wants nothing to do with Sam anymore as an individual or as a unit. So I have to have a healthy middle, beat the clock challenge. You saw the escapades that transpired between Mr. Ooh La La and L.A. Vin when I was the impromptu special referee. What did we do? Met in the middle. King Reginald made a challenge for a tables match. It just so happened to be Night of the Unusual Matches. That was a logical decision going forward. Look at the match card that has been cultivated for this coming Saturday in the dugout. It is very fan forward. These are the decisions that I have to make. These are the decisions that I have to put into play for everyone's perspective. I get it. It looks like I am a tyrant. I get it. It looks like that I am very self-serving.
I wouldn't call you a tyrant to your face.
Right. Well, virtually you could. But I have to make the decisions that are for everyone, but not everyone is going to like them.
Okay, fair enough. So to look at ECWA Night of Unusual Matches this Saturday, and again, it's quite a compelling card. Is there anything in particular that you're most looking forward to?
Well, I'm going to give you an answer that's going to shock you. The match that I'm looking forward to the most is the unification match between Shane Morgan and Leo Sparrow. I don't know if you've been truly paying attention to what those two have been doing inside of ECWA and inside of it. Shane Morgan, in given time, will be the face of ECWA. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. I don't know if you saw the opening contest as with the same lens that I did at our last event, and it's quite possible that he stole the show. There's an argument to be made that he certainly set the pace, if nothing else. Leo Sparrow is literally wrestling across the country, winning heavyweight titles almost everywhere he goes. He is eating a crazy amount of vegetables for one singular human being.
I know.
These two guys have the potential to not just make history for the fact that it's unification, but wrestling history. And that's the match that I'm looking forward to the most this coming Saturday. Yes, I know the low-hanging fruit is me as Joey Ace's tag team partner, And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to showing off my wrestling prowess, if you will. But the match I'm looking forward to the most is the unification matchup.
Interesting. You're very myself as well, actually, because I think Leo Sparrow and what he's been able to do for the last probably 8 or 9 months has been absolutely amazing.
Stellar.
So I think it's going to be tremendous. And like you said, Shea Morgan, definitely somebody on the rise. To return to your tag team title match there, do you have any experience in the ring? Do you have any reason that maybe fans can latch on to, hey, there's a chance here? I mean, because the Backyarders have been impressive, whether you like it or not.
Well, Brady, and I feel very rude because there's somebody here that I have not seen in years. He probably doesn't even remember me, but I see the Stro is here. I just want to say a quick hello to the Stro. If you could get us on the double screen here. He has not seen me in years. He probably doesn't even remember me, but I just want to quickly say I'm even willing to break the fourth wall here. The Stro was so wonderful to me when I first met him many years ago when I got into the wrestling business. So I have to honor Papa Stro over there. And if you know the story of this gentleman as a wrestler and all the gimmicks he had to put through, and when he had a great gimmick on some dark ages of television, you have to give some respect to this gentleman. So, sir, it is very good to see you in this capacity. I'm sorry that we're with Prison Paulie over here, but it's very good to see you, Papa Stro.
You too, brother. Great to see you, man.
But again, I know you probably don't remember who the hell I am, but that's fine. It's all right. I'm small. But listen, let's go back to the wrestling aspect of it. Brady, I'm going to give you an exclusive.
Okay.
I'm going to give you something that Joey doesn't even know. Okay. A lot of people don't know this, but I have a wrestling background, Brady. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Are you a broadcast journalist? No, you're not. A lot of people don't know this, but I was a high school wrestler. That's right. Featherweight, 118 pounds, fast and agile, Manhattan Borough High School. All right. 2-time trophy winner. Okay. And then in my senior year, got all the way up to 138. That's a welterweight. Us real wrestlers like Papa Stro over there are going to tell you that's where the big boys play, pun intended. Strength, speed, and balance. Okay. And I'll tell you something else. I'm going to even tell you this to the Backyarders and to Joey Ace. I got something that you wrestlers, all right, wear all the time. Us wrestlers, us real mat classics, us shooters, all right, we don't believe in these things. I even got knee pads and elbow pads for this Saturday. Where I come from, where the men wrestle, the sport of the gods, we don't believe in that. But I've got elbow pads and knee pads for this coming Saturday. But I'm going in there. Flying squirrel, single leg takedown, a true full Nelson, arms like this.
I can't tell if you're being serious or if we need to commit.
Absolutely, look it up. I mean, these were all things before high school and the internet kind of merged together, but it's all facts.
Okay. And even if it's not, it's on the internet now, so it's
you
true.
Can go to the records room in Manhattan Borough High School, see Miss Dorothy, third floor, right-hand side of the hallway. She'll pull up my name, and she'll give you my yellow card. You don't even remember yellow cards.
In soccer, we had yellow cards.
That's not even a real sport.
Right?
That's not even.
No, do you have like a trophy or a belt that's?
I've got trophies and I've got trophies and medals. I even have my 8th place medal from when I first started.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they got them all the way up to 10th place.
That's something. So, give us a little preview then of your capabilities. Are you entirely mat based, or are you going to take to the air this Saturday? What are we looking?
Let's slow down a beat there, Padre. Listen, I'm going to be low. I'm going to be squatty. I'm going to be looking to lace you up. If I want to hook you, I'll hook you. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you this coming.
So you're
week.
a hooker.
All right. Well,
yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, I've once been called Shelly Devine, but that's none of your business, Brady. What I'm saying is that Joey didn't necessarily make the worst choice. I offered him the Cheetah Master. You saw it. And you have seen the training vignettes that Joey's been putting me through. And I don't even want to say this, but Joey even tried to teach me this grotesque thing, something that a maestro would never do. He tried to teach me to go off the top rope. He tried to teach me to come off the top rope. None of that's going to be happening. I don't care about these backyard rules, these love boat rebounds, or whatever these at sea people, the backyarders, Abs and the Raw Dog, which is such an offensive wrestling name, are going to be planning. But I'm coming in there to lace somebody up. All right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And this comes from one of the fans, and it's a great question, honestly.
Sure.
So there's no concern about conflict of interest there?
Well, there's no conflict of interest. The only concern I have is that ultimately maybe it's been a while since I've, gotten a little Greco-Roman, from high school to now. Yeah. Maybe I'm a little winded, and maybe my diet wasn't the best this week, maybe. But I'm confident that my abilities will rise to the occasion, even in the backyard rules. What does that mean? You got to mow the lawn before the match?
Well, I mean, it really depends on what they pull out of that book.
What, a weed whacker,
There's
a
so
fight?
There's so many different.
Brady, I'm from Fifth Avenue. We don't have yards, okay?
Okay, all right.
All right.
Well,
I'm running Central
like
Park.
A concrete block, right?
I'm running Central Park 5:30 in the morning. All right, that Loki guy's there with his dogs.
Well, you have to run,
which is no sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm over here paying $8 for coffee. All right. The backyard's a little foreign to me, but I'm going to adapt. I'm going to get urban. I'm going to get suburban.
It's more of a Jersey thing.
Is this like a cookout? What is this?
Oh, I can't wait to see. I honestly, those backyard rule matches are really.
Is there going to be hors d'oeuvres?
Probably not. Unless Raw Dog serves something up. I don't know about that.
Yeah, Alpo. That's what he's going to serve.
Yeah. So, for those who have never been to an ECWA show, obviously, Cheyenne, you've been intimately involved for the last few years. What can people expect, maybe, if they've never been to ECWA?
One of the best cards, I try to be extremely transparent with wrestling fans, especially the wrestling fans of the ECWA, since I'm at the mast of the ship that is ECWA as your president. And any indie show is a good indie show. You should always be supporting independent wrestling. But here's what makes ECWA so special, right? We're providing you super cards like nobody else, one of which, Night of Unusual Matches, right? And listen, just hear me out. We've got a title unification match, a tables match, okay? A backyard rules match, a blindfold match, a beat the clock challenge, and more matches all on the same card. And yeah, this weekend you can go see title matches or death matches and the wrestling of your choice. But this is a card like no other. ECWA shows, whether it's Night of Unusual Matches, Pretzelmania, the Super 8, it's providing you wrestling at an entirely different level. All indie promoters want to tell you is, oh, it's something for everybody. No, ECWA is bringing you something for everybody, and Night of Unusual Matches is exactly that.
That sounds really great, Cheyenne, and I can't wait, honestly, for this Saturday. Like you said, the ECWA always kind of brings something special, kind of a buffet of sorts, and I think that this card is going to be no different. Cheyenne, if people want to follow along with you on social media, where can they go?
You can get me at linktree.com/Cheyenne the Voice, my pro wrestling tees, my Instagram, my Twitter, or whatever they're calling it this week, my Facebook fan page, my YouTube, it's all on there. That's linktree.com/Cheyenne the Voice, on Instagram at Cheyenne the Voice, and it's Cheyenne Voice _ on Twitter and X. And of course, the YouTube is also Cheyenne the Voice with daily uploads, weekly recaps, not too dissimilar to the things that Brady Hicks and all the other great journalists out here in indie wrestling are doing. And of course, ProWrestlingTees.com if you want to put a couple dollars in my pocket.
It sounds fantastic. And Cheyenne, not for nothing, I only carved out a little bit of time tonight, but we have to get you back on to talk more about your career at large, because there's so much that we didn't even touch on tonight.
I would be
on ECWA.
I would be thrilled, but the focus here tonight is ECWA and of course Night of Unusual Matches and all the things that are going to be happening, including me making my tag team debut with my partner, who I believe in, who I think I have reignited to a level that he could not have done on his own. Me and my simpatico, the 5-star stud, Joey Ace, going toe-to-toe with the backyarders, Captain Abs, Raw Dog, so offensive, Raw Dog, Travis Lee, Backyards rule match, and brother, the backyard is going to Central Park this weekend at the Dugout. Hey.
I love it. Cheyenne, thank you so much for the time, man, and I can't wait to see you on Saturday.
My pleasure. I look forward to catching up to you, Stro. A pleasure. I hope I see you somewhere down the road where I can be a big star like you guys. Guys, thanks so much for having me. Night of Unusual Matches this Saturday at the Dugout.
Love that voice. Take care, Cheyenne. There you have it.